1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10. Okay, hello, internet world. Back again for some more of this loser-fest ass story. Alright. She tightened her jaws on him. Trickles of blood ran down to his shoulders. Holy shit, she's for real biting him. She closed her eyes, ignoring his scratches and the yanks on her hair and clothes. His friend is not, like, helping him or whatever. Don't they have an emergency plan? Oh my god, Quincy. Stop it. As she tightened her grip, his hands became weaker. His eyes stared straight ahead and at nothing. Is she fucking killing him? Like, seriously? By, like, biting his neck? Blood was staining his white coat and her rag top. But she didn't care. Quincy, what the fuck is going on right here? It was also flowing into her mouth and over her tongue, and she loved it. Holy shit. This is so 12 years old. Now he was limp, and the only thing supporting him was her, staring at with her teeth. You know what's funny is, like, unless you hit your head or something, I don't know, like, there's certain parts of the body that bleed a lot, like your head. But usually you don't bleed that much, like, you know what I'm talking about, if you're an adult or some shit. I see, like, as a kid, you think, like, oh, you get hurt, you're gonna bleed and shit. But actually, I have found, and through my time as a cutter and everything like that, it's actually kind of hard to make yourself bleed. It's not as easy as the cartoons make it seem, you know? Like, you kind of have to go for it, especially if you want the blood to, like, run. It's one thing to be able to get, like, blood to kind of just, like, appear, but it's gonna coagulate, like, as soon as you see it. So if you really want blood to be flowing, like it says here, I mean, this guy's gotta be dead. This guy must be fucking dead. And what is this facility doing? Like, just, I mean, how do they get people to work here? They're like, yeah, you might die, like, we're experimenting on human beings, and, like, if you're cool with that shit, like, by the way, they might kill you because our security is like, we don't have it. You know, so you might die. You might get your fucking throat ripped out by these motherfuckers. And we're not gonna really do anything about it. We're just gonna rehire your spot. So, and we don't give health care. And, you gotta work whatever days we want. We don't give, like, you know, you can't say, like, you can't request days off. Like, you just gotta do whatever the fuck we want. Like, what the fuck kind of place is this? You know? Anyway, let me turn my light around again like last night. It's too bright. Where am I? Where am I? Now he was limp, and the only thing supporting him was her, starting with her teeth. At that moment, no one was shouting. They were watching her. All of them knew that all she had to do was close her jaws so tightly that her teeth were almost touching, and then yank herself backward with all the strength she had, and she would rip his throat right out. Oh, so simple, so easy. What the fucking hell? I don't know, man. Do I need an anatomy lesson right now? To do that would take a huge amount of power, but it was her goal. The door burst open, and two DOAs, covered in scratches and trying to hold down a struggling Livel, entered. Oh yeah, he ran out of the room, huh? Well, I guess he wasn't gone for long. As soon as they saw what was happening, they literally threw Livel into his cage, and then both of them yanked Val off their friend. That's not gonna harm him at all. Man, that might even make it worse. As one of them pried her stiff jaws from his throat, she snapped back and ripped open his hand. How sharp are her fucking teeth? I know that they say, like, if humans don't give a fuck and they, like, just, throw their inhibitions away, like, humans can bite, like, way harder than they think they can. They can, like, bite off fingers and shit. But, I don't know. Whatchamacallit. Blah, blah, blah. But for Val's standards, it was a minor bite. Oh, she's so badass. Besides, I don't think it would, like, rip open his hand. Human teeth don't really, like, rip like that. I feel like it was, like, if she bit him like that, maybe she would, like, break like some of the bones, like these little things in the back, or I don't know if that's bones or tendons, I'm sure it's all there. She might break something in the back of his hand, but she probably wouldn't, like, rip it open, you know what I mean? Because human teeth are not that fucking sharp. Like, you know what I mean? But whatever. Who gives a fuck? Where was I? Within a minute, the two of them had Val locked up and their friend dragged away. Those bastards, she whispered. Those fucking ass bastards. Yeah, California whispered to no one, or maybe to Butterclip since she was looking at him. They were being such whores. Butterclip smiled. Yeah, Mr. Cool over there is just like sitting down like, yeah, I hear all this drama going on, but I'm not gonna say anything. Chapter 4, Enter the Captain. Is that like a sexual innuendo? No, it's not. I never had a time like that before, Level said. What did you see? California asked back. It was early morning in the block. The sun was filtering through the windows. A few gray feathers were still left in the back of the room from the pigeon. It was amazing. He leaned back against the wire. The rush, the energy. I thought you were escaping, not getting high. By getting high, California meant getting electrocuted. What the fuck? No one took drugs in Karichna. Oh, they don't? But they're being experimented on. You would think they would be using some drugs sometimes. And besides, if you're getting electrocuted, it wouldn't say, like, the rush, the energy, it's so awesome. I think you would just be like, I don't think it would give you, like, a rush of energy, like, oh, euphoria, I'm being electrocuted. I think it's more like all your fucking, every fucking muscle in your body just kind of locks up and it hurts. That's my understanding, at least. I never have been electrocuted like that, but, you know. At least, not unless it was part of an experiment. Oh, okay, I finished my own sentence as usual. If I only read one sentence more, you know, my dumbass. Only 6 months before, a sheeg. Girls were called sheegs. What the fuck? I feel like I ripped that off of something, but I don't remember. Were killed that way. Oh my god. Oh, was killed that way, I mean, not were. Her name was Thayami, some shit like that. And she was a dear friend of Digger's. Level lost his balance and hit the floor, knocking over his water dish. Ah, fuck, no more water. California couldn't help but laugh. Laugh? The boy's gonna get dehydrated now. He doesn't have any water unless you share. She felt good. She felt good? Alright, well, I guess you gotta be happy sometimes in this fucking Holocaust fucking situation bullshit. She hadn't laughed in a while. Yeah, don't fucking blame her. As she looked over at Skippy, she could see that she was chewing on the wooden frame again. What was she trying to do? Is she doing like a fucking Shawshank Redemption? Like, she just, you know, digs a little bit each day and then she gets out? Level shot California an ugly look. If you had been there, you would have understood, knowing you're free. Free! He wasn't free, he was still in the building. To do what you want with your life, not to have someone keep you in a cage for just a few minutes. You don't understand. California licked her forepaw and turned her back to him. Nope, guess I don't. I saw the exit, California. Suddenly, she was full on attention. Now, all of a sudden, what Level said was important. Yeah, so that is so fucking real. Like, people just blow you off, think you're so full of shit, they don't fucking care about you at all. Then the second you say something they are actually interested in that might benefit them, they're like, oh, you're important now, you matter. Yeah, okay, that's the way it goes. That's society for you. She pressed her nose up against the wire. Her eyes were wide and her ears pricked to anything important. Level smiled. I knew you'd be interested. Ha, the bitch is working it. He knows. He knows. Where is it? She sounded like a DOA. Her voice was slow and more firm. Oh, where is it? I guess she said it like that. More firm than she ever knew she could sound. But she needed him to hurry up. No, she doesn't. She fucking has all the goddamn day. Even if he was a stuttering fucking crazy ass psychotic and it took him 25 minutes to say like a sentence, she has all fucking day. She had to know where she could escape. For a moment, a scene flashed back into her mind. White rooms, the faces of a woman. She can't really make out her face, but she can see that her lips are unnaturally bloody red. So she's wearing lipstick just like mine. Nah. Oh. She speaks. Where is it? Her firm voice is tainted with a nauseatingly sweet tone. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna do that bullshit. That fucking fake ass, I'm your friend, but I'm also the warden and I can fucking have you flogged in an instant type bullshit. You know that fucking, what's that one character from Harry Potter, Umbridge? I think it's supposed to be kind of like that. I'm not doing that voice, because that shit pisses me off. The kind of tone a person uses when they say, come with me, I'm your friend, and they're holding a knife behind their back. The scene fills California with hatred, and inside her mind she feels like killing. But then it's gone. The Southeastern Board, Livel brings her back. What? See, he was answering her question, and she was just fucking in her own la la land, blowing him off, not paying attention. Typical. Out through this hallway until you come to a place with mice. What the fuck? I think the mice would be, like, in their own room, not, like, out in the hallway, but okay. Then turn south. It's right underneath us, California. It's the Southeastern Board. At that moment, something slammed against the door. Everyone in the block was instantly awake. California's body tightened up. Something told her that this was no ordinary DOA. She sat hunched in the corner of her cage, growling, and listened to the talk outside. Damn animals, they just won't stop. They follow each other. We have the advantage. Advantage? The worker on 519 was almost killed yesterday. I guess that was yesterday. Okay. I am aware of that. We will take stronger precautions. Don't worry about that. And then a DOA banged into the room. He looked around the room at the stiff, growling bodies. They knew that he was no ordinary DOA. Only once before had they acted this way, when Thayami died. The DOA was short and thin, with white hair. He had it tied up behind his head in a bun with a scrap of black ribbon. Oh yeah, this is like the lead scientist. He's short? I thought he was tall. Oh well, whatever. His coat was done up the wrong way. What the hell? Why? Why is he such a mess? And he rolled up one sleeve and pulled down the other. Still, he was no one to mess with. I don't remember him being this guy. I don't remember this guy being like such a fucking slop. But okay. The people in the room knew him. He was the captain of the Eastern Bloc. His topaz eyes flashed with cruelty as he scanned the room. Which one is 030? One of the DOAs came forward and unlocked Haybrie's cage. She crawled into the back corner. Curling up in terror, the DOA grabbed her by the back of her neck, and Haybrie looked up into their face. It was a woman, not very big, I thought it said hot, with brown hair and aqua eyes. So finally we got a female DOA up in here. You know, you gotta have, equality and shit. Don't pretend like only men can do this job. Just like her, Haybrie could have been her sister. Haybrie, Val called out. Fight her. You know Haybrie doesn't fucking fight. Val just wants everyone to be like her, and Haybrie's just sitting up there like, oh, I don't know what to do. Haybrie, kicked out at her, but it was futile. In a moment, she was thrust on the ground in front of the captain. You know what's really funny? In Kink Farm, the main dude was called the captain, and the lead DOA, the lead scientist, they're referring to him as the captain too. I guess that's just a motif in here. Who would have known? I don't remember that. I only remember it now. God, I have this clicking in my fucking ear, like, every time I fucking talk. Whatever. Maybe I just need to drink more. No, I don't. Where was I? She was thrust on the ground in front of the captain. He cocked his head at her. His eyes flicked over her small body up to the slash at her throat. She stared at his eyes. It seemed as if they had no depth to stare into, so she could only stare at them. What the fuck? They were cold, dry, topaz walls. Topaz is not a natural color. Shut off from the suffering of others, he didn't care about anyone else. She stared at her... Oh, he stared at her throat as she sat on the floor shivering. She looked up at his thin face, her eyes getting wider and wider. She was whining without even knowing it. A tiny, thin, low whine. That's what it says right there. It's onomatopoeia. His mouth twitched, like a snake trying to hold back his thoughts. I don't think snakes have a lot of thoughts, but okay. And their mouths don't twitch. They're just like, have you ever seen a snake? They're just like, they kind of just look empty inside, but they do literally have lizard brain, so, you know, whatever. I mean, not lizard brain, reptile brain. You know what I'm trying to say. In a moment he was cackling. Okay, yeah, sure he was. And a quiet, low, horrible cackling that only Habry could hear. Okay, so he's being quiet about it. He really did look like a snake. Habry had seen a snake once. Half a snake, to be precise. That's nice. In a jar. Its murky green head with those misty grayed eyes staring out at her from behind the glass. Its eyes didn't have much depth either. In just a few moments, Habry had been thrown from her cage, flicked over from the captain, and been approved for her and her specters, though time seemed to stand still. This one's working, he hissed to the other DOAs. Now, where is that one on the word association test? Somebody that's all they gotta do? Word association? Fucking everybody's gonna be jealous of that motherfucker. Like, I'm sitting up here having, like, fucking wires poked into me and shit like that, and being waterboarded and shit, have my teeth pulled out or whatever the fuck, and being cut open. And all you gotta do is word association, bitch. Fuck you. Anyway. They unlocked Saramina's cage. In those few moments between the opening of his cage and closing of the door of the block, Saramina spoke his last words to his friends. Oh my god. And he's gonna die? The word association one is gonna die? Maybe they're just moving him to another room. Forever. When the time is right, come for Habry. Don't look for me, I'll have left by then. And then Habry, Saramina, the DOAs, and the captain were gone. The swinging door of the block rocked twice and then fell back into place. So it doesn't even have a lock. It's a swinging door. Okay. Maybe there's another door, like, outside of that door. The block seemed very quiet all of a sudden. Skippy, what do you think is going on? I don't know, Cal. I want to think they just went somewhere else, but that captain, he means death. California went cold. You don't think he'll eat them, do you? What the hell? I doubt it, Cal. She shivered. Have you seen his eyes? Yes, his eyes are very weird. Does he have contacts in or some shit? California hadn't seen them up close. She tried to think of how he looked when he walked in. Instead, she got a different image. She was in a room so light she couldn't really see. Her eyes were shielded, so she might as well have been blind. She could hear a loud, clear voice, quite near to her, yelling to someone else. Kleptomania, repeated assault. She's getting more aggressive each day. She cannot stay here. Oh, that's why she got kicked out of the home for disturbed kids or whatever. Because she fucking was assaulting people and stealing their shit. Come on, California. Then another voice, soft and plaintive. Where will she go? She has no family. You know what? When people say they have no family, that's a fucking lie. That just means they don't get along with their family, and their family is a bunch of assholes. They don't want to take them in. Because it's one thing to have no parents or something, alright, I believe that shit. But no family at all, anything, no uncles, no cousins, no fucking distant this and that fucking shit. No, you have family. It just means they don't want to fucking claim you because they're all assholes and they're just like, not me. I'd rather just let my cousin die or whatever the fuck. Anyway, or go to jail or some shit. Whatever. There is a place. Callie, what you thinking? California snapped her head and her vision was gone. Man, she was trying to have a vision. Nothing. She lied. She heard a quiet chewing sound. Skippy was doing it again. Even if Skippy chewed a hole through the fucking... I guess each cage is like metal bars, but like metal, like chicken wire or some shit. But like, the foundation of each one is like made of wood. Even if she was gonna chew through the fucking wood, a hole big enough for a whole woman to go through, a curvy woman too, because I remember her being like that, even though I don't think it says it in the story. If she does all that, okay, what? She's gonna be in the room. She's not gonna be able, like, they still have to open it. She still has to do the same shit that What's-His-Face did. She has to wait till they open the door. And then she's gotta slip through, and then they're probably just gonna catch her like they did with the other fucking guy. And maybe she's thinking like she can get out the window or something like that. They don't have bars on the windows, but this place is so fucking hood that maybe, I don't know, whatever. Maybe it's just fucking shittily put together. I was 12, after all. So anyway, that's the end of that chapter, so I made it there. Okay, next chapter is called Chapter 5, Seneca. Alright, let me say something about this real quick, even though I'm already after 20 minutes. Seneca is, I know Seneca is the name of like a fucking, I think it's the name of like a Native American tribe. And now people are saying you're not supposed to say Native American. I fucking give up. Okay, it's the name of a tribe of people that I don't even know if they're still around or not, but they did exist at some point. Okay. And like, the reason he's named that is he's not a Seneca at all. He's just some fucking white guy who's full of shit and likes to torture other people and shit. So, this is no disrespect to the Seneca, okay? The only reason he's named that is because he is named after another character from another story. You guys ever read this book called, I don't even remember what it was, but I think it was like it's called like The Summer Diary of Mary Lou or some shit like that, but I'm probably getting that hella wrong. But basically, you know this author, like Sharon Creech, she had this book called Walk Two Moons that we had to read for school. She's actually really good. I like all her books. She has like Chasing Redbird, and I like her books a lot. Her books are like kind of creepy. They have like this dark feel, and basically it's all about like these like girls, usually around like 12, 13, 14 years old, and how like they start to learn about like this dark shit that is like in the lives of the adults around them, like parents, grandparents, and stuff like that, and they're like just beginning to learn about like basically the problems of the older generation and shit like that. And it's pretty dark sometimes, but it has like it has kind of like a Beverly Cleary type of feel, but like a dark version, you know. So anyways, whatever, not too dark, not like one of these like, you know, early 2000s young adult fiction, like not like Crank or anything like that my sister fucking liked to read. It's not that dark, it's just, you know, mildly dark. It's very Gen X-ish. Anyways, so, what was I talking about? Anyways, yeah, so there's this one book. Actually, I think it was Walk Two Moons. It wasn't The Diary of Mary Lou. Fucking whatever. But The Diary of Mary Lou something something is a really good story. I like that one. That one's good. It has a lot of nice ups and downs. Anyways, I think it was actually Walk Two Moons, where the main girl, she's like part Native American, I guess, and her name is Salamanca, I'm pretty sure. And they said that basically Salamanca is a bastardization of Seneca, which is, I guess, the tribe some of her family comes from or some shit like that. So I got the name from that book. I didn't name him after the tribe of people, like, so it's not an insult. He's named after something from another book. So, anyways, just to clarify that, not that if nobody in the fucking world even gives a fuck, but this is my show, so this is just the details that I put in. I don't know why I chose that name. I just thought it sounded good, you know? I just thought it sounded nice, sounded pretty. It was a good name. So, that's all. It doesn't really mean anything. It's not symbolic. If anything, it's like anti-symbolic. It's not anything. Yeah. So anyways, I will read this fucking chapter all about this fucking, sadistic ass Nazi scientist later on. Goodbye. Love you, everybody.